Hello and welcome to the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam,
I'm
and today we're reviewing,
Preacher.
yeah, episode 5 entitled Dallas. So it opens to a what only can be described as furious Jesse Custer. He's gripsing up Vicktor. He's dragging him about like a rag doll. You've got Tulip, you're like, oh, allow it, don't do it, you know what I mean? And he's just seeing what can only be described as red.
hmm
Correct? What did you
Yes, he's
think?
rather unhappy.
I like the camera angles where he was dragging him, and it was like, you know what I mean? The direction was nice, so I thought that was good. And then it's like, is he gonna kill him? Is he not gonna kill him? There's a lot of umming and ahhing, and he puts him in. Ultimately, puts him in the harness, and then to the shock of Tulip, he does it. He uses the voice of God on her, and's like, "Yo, get out of here." To which
hmm
she gets out of there. She kind of backtracks and goes back to Dennis's house, where she smacks Cassidy for being a bit of a baghead. Now, this throws up problems, which we kind of get onto a little later. But really, if he's gonna flip out, is flipped out that much on Vicktor because they're married, is a very angry man. When the truth comes out that there was carnal activities between Cassidy and Tulip, it's going to be a firestorm.
It will, but in reality, he didn't really do anything, did he?
He he porked her.
No, not Cassidy. The preacher, he got Jesse, he got angry, and he didn't really do anything. Just tied him up.
Yeah, but you're expecting torture, I guess. So yeah, really, this is a kind of flashback episode. It kind of takes us back to Dallas, and I guess Tulip was with child, and they're kind of like doing stuff. You know what I mean? They're doing jobs for, like, I don't know, this woman who comes along and's like, yo, what kind of underworld criminal stuff do you want to do? And they kind of do it. So I guess they're robbing someplace, and then it kind of goes south. A security guard gets popped. She gets whatever happens to her. She's clutching her stomach. And I guess they're working with someone called Carlos, and I guess he does whatever to her and gets away, and she loses a child, and that kind of throws them into a rut. They kind of stop doing that stuff. They kind of take normal jobs. I don't really know what Jess is doing.
No, he just seems to sit around and drink, doesn't
Yeah, he drinks with his buddy. I forget what the buddy's called.
he? I don't know.
Yeah, well, he's got a buddy there, and yeah, he's kind of drinking it up and stuff like that. And it kind of, she goes off and works for an estate agency and stuff like that, and it kind of just cycles through the kind of thing where he's humping, trying to get her pregnant and stuff like that. And it's kind of revolving around that until the information comes to light that really she's been kind of taking these jobs and doing those and pretending to be working at this estate agent. So he really doesn't do that much digging, really. He just kind of, I guess he figures she's working at the estate agent, but it's too self-involved to really question anything and stuff like that. And then turns out he finds fat cash, big stacks, and prescription birth control. So she's been very deceptive. Your thoughts?
Well, clearly it's like Jesse's life is without meaning at this point. It's just run through like the same monotonous thing over and over again. He's obviously a miserable guy.
They're
I
even
think,
they even hump in the same position in
yeah,
terms of like in the corner of the bed.
and
Like,
neither of them seem to be into it at all.
well, no, yeah, but always in that one corner of the bed at an angle. And I was like, as if they didn't switch it up. It's always, and it's a squeaky corner as well. So I mean, I don't know what's going
Oh,
on with there.
God.
But carry on.
Well, that's just it, really. I think the point of the episode, I imagine, obviously to shed some light on their backstory, but also to show why Jesse became a preacher. He was missing his calling. He needed something in his life, and this was the opportunity to get out and get it. And in doing it, maybe he became a better person. For Tulip, possibly, which I think the end of the episode kind of confirms, having not killed the guy. But he still, I think the episode does show, though, he still has a pretty violent streak. Not just with what he does or doesn't do to Vicktor, but he beats the crap out of his friend.
I think
while
that
staring at her, clearly showing that what he wants to do is beat the crap out of her, but he's not going to do it.
Yeah, he wanted to slap her up, but obviously he didn't want to be that guy, so the only thing really close to it is his boy. So he beats him into a stupor. I was expecting his face to be more mashed up, so I was a little disappointed at that. So yeah, resuming an iron whether to do Vicktor in, and then I guess Cassidy turns up. She comes back to Dennis's house, and she's got Victor's little girl with her, as stepdaughter as it were, and it's just like, yo, go watch TV with Dennis. Yeah, on the random.
Cutting back to Cassidy was a relief. I like the flashback stuff, and explaining about Jesse and Tulip and what was going on, but it wasn't particularly funny.
No.
Like the show is, so cutting back to Cassidy gave it some sort of comic relief. I think it's pretty good for that.
Yeah, so he rolls up to the house, and really it's kind of interesting because that was a kind of dark. There was a couple cool things I thought were decent, but like really it seemed to me like he was trying to egg Jesse on to kill the guy in the hopes that it'd break up their relationship, and then Cassidy could kind of get in there. It really kind of looked like that, because you can tell at the end when it turns out he didn't kill him, he was like, oh, thank God. You know what I mean? Like, kind of annoyed by it, so it's kind of really egging him on to do him in hopes of something there. And then obviously Jesse knew that something awry was going down, the secrets were being kept, but I still don't think he knows about the intercourse.
No, I imagine that's probably going to be toward the end of the season reveal.
Yeah. Also, it turns out, because Cassidy was being a vampire and stuff like that, he kind of brought up that he was getting gassed on all the features of the house, and he was saying, I was rich once, like many years ago and stuff like that. I thought that was interesting as well. I like that sort of stuff, because this guy's been around for a while. He's been around for 300 years, so let's hear a little more about what he's been up to. It's interesting that he was kind of, because really if you're kind of that kind of guy, you can really go around and be kind of rich. So it's interesting, at one point in his life he was rich, and now he's kind of like really nothing, you know.
Yeah, because it's like I wonder how it kind of works for how long you live. And like, you know, like in something in the Highlander movie, for example, you know, they live potentially forever, let's get their heads cut off. Like, he had to kill himself off and take on a new identity after a certain amount of time, right? Because otherwise the people are going to question how this dude's still alive. So does he have to do that? Is his name even Cassidy? I'll probably touch on that at some point, I guess.
Could be, yeah. So yeah, then we kind of get to the end of the episode, and yeah, he hasn't done it, and they're kind of having a reunion and stuff like that. There's making out, as it were, and then the saint kind of turns up at the end. He comes in blasting Muller and everyone at the house, and like he pops Vicktor, and then the little girl's in the corner.
Little girl's way smarter than the dad.
Yeah, obviously.
Way smarter.
And then,
like, as soon as he says preacher, and like Victor's like there, like, what do you mean? What do you think he's talking about? What could he? You've just been banging on about the preacher yourself, dude.
Yeah, he just brought up not 2 minutes earlier. He said, "Oh, I thought just in case you were the preacher." So yeah, and then she's like, "Yo, I know where they are," because obviously Tulip took her to the house. Dum. So yeah, there could be a confrontation, as it were. Your thoughts and feelings?
I thought it was pretty good. It was, like I say, it was less on the humour this week because we touched on the Jesse and his backstory. I think we kind of needed it. Got some answers to why he suddenly became a preacher based on his old life. So I'll give it an 8.
I'll probably give it a little less. I'll probably give it a
Okay.
7.9.
Yeah.
I'll agree with the devoid of humour and stuff like that. I guess it kind of wrapped up the Vicktor stuff. Now he's been popped, she can kind of do her thing. Because I mean, really, I mean, would Vicktor have just allowed it after this thing? Obviously, I was expecting other stuff to happen. So I mean, retaliation, I think the term is. So now he's been popped and all his boys have been dropped. Then obviously that kind of draws a line under it, as it were. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I'm Sam,
On that.
and we'll see you next week for more reviews.